What are your thoughts on people saying Funko Pops are the Beanie Babies of today? Is that offensive to you?
I think they're right. No, I'm just kidding.
We've got another thrilling day of yard sale videos, but this time we have the man, the myth, the legend. His name is Wasatch Pop.
Legend.
In the car. Oh, the legend. Come on now.
Oh, jeez. Dude, you're hyping me up.
If you know Funko Pops, you know this guy sitting next to me.
Maybe. I don't even know if that's halfway true. I appreciate you. Thanks for reminding me out. I always want to do more yard sales. This was probably a good excuse to do that. So I'm pretty excited.
Here we go. Stick around for later in the video because we're talking about how people can walk or scroll past Funko Pops that are very valuable, like the one Wasatch Pop found and sold for over $8,000.
Okay. Anywhere from 5 to 10.
How much would it be if I bought
All of them. Let's go 120 for the whole box.
I came to the sale for the video games and got beat to them. There were a few for the Super Nintendo with their original boxes that were just great finds.
Okay. And the puffer's 80 bucks. On that jazz puffer, that's 80 bucks.
I asked about the PS4 and he wanted $80 for it. And then these knives sell online for $10 and he wanted $15 for each, even if I bought the whole box. Once we got to the sale, I realized I made a deal with this guy before. He owns a shop nearby and the last time he didn't give me the best deals either.
This one I promise is worth 60 bucks on eBay. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Freaking Carl.
Carl back in the day.
The coolest part though, it's signed by the wives.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on the inside. So the wives of the players.
The freaking Pogs,
Remember
bro?
Pogs?
Yeah, dude.
Let's see what he wants for the Pogs. He wanted $30 for this collection of Pogs, which just wasn't worth it to me. But I ended up getting this graded V friend that was kind of cool. And then these clothes were all $1, so I grabbed this shirt here for a little joke.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Dude, that one's sweet.
A shirt and a V
And
friend.
you know what? This is 10 bucks.
Sure.
Okay, it's honestly it's going for a lot on eBay. Okay, so just those two. And that just $5.
So can I give you 20?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna
Thanks,
for you
man.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, enjoy those games.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one, man.
Me too.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
I can't believe we actually found a sale where you live in the vicinity that actually has some pops.
Yeah.
You sent me a picture last night.
I did, yeah. Just like out of box, like loose pops or whatever. I was curious to see if you could pick out the good ones.
Well, I know there are a lot of people there who are like, why would you even waste your time with pops that are like resellers, but they don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know. I
Right.
looked up on eBay actually recently. There was a pop that sold for $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Can you fill them in on just like how good the pop market is if you know what you're talking about? If
Yeah,
you know what you're
well,
looking
you
for.
definitely have to know what you're looking for. I mean, like, obviously, so Funko Pops have been around since like 2010 is when they started. And so there's a good rule of thumb that if you find older pops, they're worth a good amount for the most part. So certain characters is what you want to look for, older stuff. I mean, you can tell that something's older by like the style of the box, how the figure looks and things. You pretty much have to know a little bit about everything pop culture.
So for even someone who's a novice like me, we can still get a little bit of a gauge based on like
Right.
what's hot in pop culture right now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, pulling up to the sale. Are you a big yard sale guy?
I like to think I am. I don't know. I'd like to go to a lot more, but I like Facebook Marketplace, which is like, you know, a virtual garage sale. So
Very true.
can't say I'm too far from the yard sale crowd. So
All right, let's do it.
let's do this.
Some games.
There's like I like this little NFL spin wheel here.
Right? That is cool.
They say, what's the first budget, Grandma? I said, $2. $2? I said, well, my budget's 10, and I'm giving you 2, and you 2, and you 2.
$2 can go a long way at a yard sale.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You got Voldemort.
He who shall not be named, I wouldn't call him that.
Like if it says 2013 on the bottom, that might be a good sign that it might be one of the glow-in-the-dark ones. So who knows? I'm not sure.
I'll stuff you in the trunk later and we'll see. Do you get a little rush when you see a bin like this?
Oh, absolutely.
Man's making a deal. What about like getting some graded or if they're autographed or whatever? What?
Autograph for sure. Funko Pops are like perfect to get autographed because they have like the clear window on the front. You can get like a paint pen and get a sign. Grading though, not so much. I think that was kind of a thing that they tried to do, and it wasn't a super, like, it didn't catch on very well. I don't think. But signed Funko Pops, yeah, absolutely. There's a huge market for that. Like, I mean, I have a couple signed Pops in my collection, and like they're just really cool display pieces.
An autographed one of like, you know, a basic $5 to $10 pop, like turn its value into hundreds.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So like, I think for example, I'm trying to think of the guy that doesn't sign much. It's like Tim Allen, the guy that voices like Buzz Lightyear and stuff. Has the worst signature, but if you're able to get like a pop signed by him, like there's tons of Buzz Lightyear pops that are worth like $5 or whatever. But if you get that one signed, like easily like $400 or $500.
Morning. No. We got Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. It's a decent one.
Show me how you work. What would what pops in your head when you see that? Do you see the dollar number right away?
Yeah, probably at least out of box it'd probably be like, I don't know, like $8 probably. But Five Nights at Freddy's is usually pretty good because these ones came out in 2016.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, so these ones are like almost like 10 years old. So there's certain Five Nights at Freddy's ones that are harder to find. So. Goofy.
Kingdom Hearts. See, I feel like, just like based on other kinds of things, like I feel like the obscure ones like Goofy would be.
Yeah.
Since it's not like a typical Goofy, it'd be a little bit better.
There's pops that go for good. So one thing to look out for too, on the bottom, you can see like the year. So that one says 18, so that came out in 2018. So you know it's a little bit older.
Is it the first two of
number,
after the dash?
Sometimes it'll look a little bit different. Like, so you'll see this one has like the sticker, the white sticker. So JJL, that first number after there, the 17. So 2017 is when that one came out. So problem with these ones is they made hundreds of Overwatch pops, and this one, well, there's some Kingdom Hearts pops that go for a good amount, but this one probably doesn't either. So unless you got that for like $1 each, probably not worth it.
Okay. Lion King. I used to get smoked playing this game. I could never win this game.
That is notoriously one of the hardest Super Nintendo games, if I'm not mistaken.
Couldn't even get to Scar. They're saying the Pocket Pop. If this was the original size, it would be $100.
That's like a part of an original Disney set that came out in like 2000. Oh my gosh, like 2014 maybe. And like it'd probably be like close to like $100 pop if it's the original one, like the normal size one.
Gotta find the Ursula. Oh yeah.
Oh, hey.
Mini Prison Mike.
Mini Prison Mike. There you go. You think this guy hates the Dementors too?
He does.
He probably does.
He does. Especially the little ones. Yeah, I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts on people saying that Funko Pops are the Beanie Babies of today? Is that offensive to you?
I think they're right. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. No, I mean, I think since Funko has so many different characters that there's no way that they could be the next Beanie Babies because they're attached to so many different things that people grew up with, you know, and are attached to. So.
And these are generic for the most part, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. There's like no like character attachment or anything. So.
That's
but
an
I mean,
argument.
who knows? One day it could be, but I think for the time being, probably no. Little South Park guys. What do those look like? The little Fisher Price toys.
They look like the little people.
Yeah.
The raunchy little people. If we had all four of them, that would probably be good.
You got
If we we've got the whole family, I'm gonna get them because I have a feeling that those will be pretty good. For South Park guys, let's see what they want for them. How much for these guys?
$3.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's talk about like some of your favorite finds.
A couple of years ago, I found a deal on Facebook Marketplace, and like I'm a huge Nickelodeon guy. I love SpongeBob back in the day. And so those Funko Pops are really hard to find. Like the original SpongeBob ones, like they're worth like hundreds of dollars. So I found somebody that was selling an original Patrick and an original SpongeBob for $15 each. So when I found that deal, I was absolutely like geeked out, dude. I was like, I don't have any of the original SpongeBob Pops. So I picked that one up. So, you know, a couple $100 worth of Pops for like $30.
Yeah.
Something that I wanted to collect.
So cool.
Yeah. But I was telling you earlier about one of my best finds that I've ever had. So it was a LeBron James Pop, a gold LeBron Pop. So they did an event here in Salt Lake City. It was for NBA All-Star Weekend. LeBron James had just like passed the all-time scoring record. So he had a party, and he had a gift bag that he gave out to people that had a Funko Pop in it and some other like Funko figure, and it was like a gold version of LeBron, and like kind of egotistical if you ask me, you know, giving out things of yourself. But
It's
anyways,
on brand for him.
but it's on brand for LeBron. But anyways, so they were like limited to like 250 pieces or something like that, may even have been less. And I was hopping on like our local classifieds on KSL, and somebody was selling the gold LeBron Pop for $900. And I was like, I know for a fact that's going to be worth way more than that.
Yeah.
And so I went and met up with the guy, picked it up, and turns out that one of my buddies, I was just, he's like a huge like Funko Pop seller on Whatnot. I was like, hey, how much do you think we can sell this for? I was like, if I send it to you, you want to be like the first person that ever sold this LeBron Pop? And he's like, absolutely. So we threw it on his auction, and so I spent $900, and it went for $8,700. So that by far was like the biggest like monetary value like find, I guess, that I've ever had. Like,
Yeah.
So
That's a crazy flip.
yeah.
Popping into the thrift store here real quick. It was on the route. What do we got here? Lucio.
Overwatch. It's bad news. Don't go after that. Stranger Things, though. It's not bad. Some of those, even though they've made like millions of Stranger Things pops, are actually good.
And then what about these guys?
Yeah, another t-shirt
Oh,
bundle
yeah.
from GameStop.
No t-shirt bundles.
No t-shirt bundles. There's rare ones that are worth the money, but that one, not as much. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, that one, not worth. This one, not worth a 10 either. It came out, I think, a couple years ago. Let's test it out.
No one likes the Commander. Tell me about that dodgeball one you found.
So yeah, White Goodman from Dodgeball. So that was a set that came out in like 2015, I think. Came with White Goodman and Peter LaFleur, like the two main characters. But the one that I found here was a White Goodman.
So that's like Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. Okay.
Yeah. So that was probably the best one that I found out of box. Like still out of box, it's like a $60 pop. With the box, it's like $100. So yeah, that was probably my best find that I found here. But they're few and far between, honestly. Like you find these guys pretty much all the time, or like these guys. But you never know. That one in a 100 shot, you might find something good. So
I just grabbed these. I think these are legit. I don't know if this model is any good. They look like a good size for women's, and they're $15. Should be able to get around 80. Well, no major bangers today.
yeah, a couple of good things that we found at like that yard sale that had the bin full of stuff out of box pops. One Punch Man. It's like the guy that has like the metallic arm or whatever. His name's Genos, I think. So that's probably our best find because it was only like $1 or $2. So not bad though.
It's nice.
That's another misconception is pops that are out of box don't have value. If you find the right one, they definitely do have good value.
And you think you'll sell that one on your Whatnot?
Yeah, I think that'll be a good bundle because there was another character that we picked up from that. So putting those two together, I think that'll be a good little bundle for sure.
want to say
Oh yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
For the
dude.
Michael Jordan
Of
pop.
course,
got me.
absolutely. I have.
Both huge basketball fans.
You'd be surprised how many Michael Jordan pops that they've made. They made like one, and then after that, the floodgates open. There's like probably like 12 different Michael Jordan.
Oh,
pops.
wow.
Yeah, but that one's a good one. That one's a cool one.
Yeah, it is
exclusive. Came out a couple years ago. What year is that?
2021.
2021. So it's a little bit older. But yeah, there you go. Enjoy. Now I've started your basketball pop collection.
For sure. I'll just get him to sign it right here. Michael Jordan is such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He'd be happy to do it.
He's about as notorious as Tim Allen in that signature.